Hey everyone, What If Fan here, bringing you another exciting part of What If Dragon deck user in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. You can find the fanfic title and the original author's name on my Patreon page. Make sure to check it out and show them some love. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Quick update. What If sign-in system in High School DxD will be going on hold soon, since we've nearly caught up with the author. So now, I need your help picking the next project for the channel. I'm currently deciding between these three fanfics. What if Gacha system in Modern Family World? What if Natsu has dual elements? What if Transmigrated in One Piece and becoming a Marine? Please vote in the poll and let me know which story you'd like to see next. I'll take the top pick and start working on that series next. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released one day ahead of YouTube. Alright, let's jump into it. Chapter 28, Rule Duel. Been about a few days since the whole situation with Devon Knox and Astral found out the truth about Penelo. From that, since they were informed that Astral was Penelo's father with her now comfortable to share, and while everyone was shocked, they congratulated them for finding each other, while Timmy hugged Penelo for managing to have a father who cares for her like he does with Dr. Faker. And now it was a normal day at school where Caswell was in front of a voting screen just hoping. See, he and Yuma are competing for class representative, which by all things Caswell doesn't feel Yuma is worthy, but against someone with influence like he is, he doesn't have any counters, and therefore wishes him luck. Yuma doesn't seem to care cause he's sleeping in class right now. So now the voting has been casted, and he is hoping he beats Yuma as the votes pile up before eventually ending. Yuma, 20. Caswell, 19. No way, Yuma won? Bronk questioned in shock seeing that. Yuma, wake up. Torai shakes her best friend to wake up, which she slowly did. Huh, what's up? Yuma yawned a bit. You got the position of class representative. Yuma blinked before widening his eyes. Wait, what? I did. But how did I dash? Well, I nominated you, Yuma. Ray grinned, walking beside him. I know by the Ray way you can change the school, and do what you can to help others. Yeah, I submitted my vote. I can feel you changed the school, one of Tori's friends, Summer, an orange-haired girl, agreed with a smile. No to mention, school's too strict, so someone like you to change things up is needed. Tori's other friend, a blue-haired girl named Jen, added over. Yuma grinned over while Astral appeared beside him. He too was surprised that Yuma won the election, and from the type of person Yuma is, he doesn't think he is qualified as a leader. Though he supposes he can't argue what everyone decided, and hopes he can help Yuma make sure not to do too much. Alright then, I promise everyone I'll do my best. Let's start by banning all veggies, and have duels instead of classes. Too late for that apparently. Caswell, however, looked stunned he lost. I lost class representative to Yuma, that uppity uptight? Caswell trembled a bit before he puts on a forced smile. Well, I can't argue, only thing I can do is accept it. Unaware to them, someone was watching outside who was sneering in disgust. It was a brown/blonde-haired young man named Carlisle Chesterton, the student council president of the student council here at Heartland Academy. He's always known to respect the rules and regulations, so the thought of Yuma being class representative disgusts him to no end, as he knows of Yuma's less than pleasing academic record. Yuma Tsukumo as class representative? Ridiculous. He starts walking off as he talks to himself. Yuma, the same kid who arrives late in class, eating in class, and is less than academically well off. He's a disgrace to the school, and must be eliminated. He opened the door to his office where some people are waiting. Among them, standing on his desk, was the Mohawk man with crossed arms. He had already brought Carlisle under his control earlier, now having a reason to get Yuma, and a reason to keep Timmy from stepping in. You don't look very happy, what's wrong? He smirked. That utter disgrace to the school, Yuma Tsukumo is now class representative. Carlisle answered to him. Yuma is representative, well, we can't have that, he mentioned. You should do something. Yes, Master Jirag. And don't worry, I have the perfect plan how to kick him out. Carlyle smirked, having a grand thought in mind. And of course your suggestion to keep him from interfering will play a part. Good, we don't need him getting in the way. Jirag smirked. And bring Yuma's numbers to me. Of course. Vice President, call Caswell Francis. Carlyle directed his fellow member, who's a girl. Of course, President, she nodded with blank eyes. So after a few minutes Caswell had arrived, and Carlyle talked what he wanted to chat about, and Caswell looked shocked. You want me, as the head of the student council disciplinary? Yes, of course. I need someone of your devotion to stick for regulations. You of all people should know the value of order. Carlyle looked over with a smirk over to a shocked Caswell. I suppose you're eager to take the position then? Yes, of course, he nodded with a smile. I'll make sure to give this position the respect and diligence it deserves. Thank you very much. Very good. Then to show your new position, please put on the disciplinary uniform. A uniform was presented from some student council members. To showcase your new rank and position. Of course. Caswell nodded, putting the uniform on with a smile. What do you need me to do first? Hand out misconduct cards to anyone who doesn't follow the rules. Any student having 10 is suspended. Any having 30 is expelled on the spot. Carlyle explained to him, handing 2 decks of the same cards to Caswell. Oh, and one extra rule here that was approved. A new rule? Caswell asked. No underage students in school grounds. They are not students, and we can't have that around. Carlyle explained. Oh, of course I understand. If I see any underage students, I'll have them leave. Caswell nodded. Carlyle smirked as Caswell left. This is perfect, now he can corner Yuma without trouble, and claim his number cards. And without the biggest threat, which is Timmy, around, he can take Yuma's cards without any difficulty. So throughout the day Caswell went around showing off his new position by handing misconduct cards. Ranging from unapproved items from Bronk giving membership cards to his fellow club members, to Kathy for being friendly to cats near the school, to Tori, Jen, and Summer for 2 short skirts, which resulted in shoes thrown in his face, and Flip for evil scheming. And right now Timmy and Anna are happily talking as they walk to the school to see how everyone is doing. Anna, do you think everyone's having a good day today? Timmy asked her. There's only one way to find out, she smiled as she took his hand, and they got on the cannon before flying towards Heartland Academy. Soon arriving they gotten off, and she attaches it to her back, but before they can move a whistle was heard ringing their ears. What was that? Anna questioned, covering her ringing ears as Timmy blinked and looked around. They see Caswell in the outfit with 2 disciplinary officers, with Caswell holding the whistle. Hi Caswell. Timmy greeted, a bit confused. What's with the outfit? This is my head of student council disciplinary attire. I am in charge of keeping in regulations, and you 2 are in violation of school rules. Caswell answered over to them as he places misconduct cards on their heads. No rockets in school, and no underage students in school either. It is my duty to correct any violations. But we don't go to school here. Timmy said, really confused from this, while the cards hangs off his forehead, while Caswell and his fellow officers walked off. Business concluded. Something feels Anna started before they heard another whistle. No listening to music on school grounds. Should we just go? Timmy asked, feeling awkward about this. Yeah, we can talk with Yuma later. Anna agreed, frowning at how weird the entire situation seemed to be before she smiled. Do you want to get lunch together and then do something? Yeah, okay. Timmy nodded as they turned, heading off with the misconduct cards still on them. In an office window, Carlyle smirked over with Jirag beside him. Well, the biggest problem is getting out of the way thanks to your suggestion, Master Jirag. True, now we just wait for Yuma to make his move and then his numbers will be mine. Jirag smirked. They chuckled sinisterly from this. So now Yuma gets hit with misconduct cards left and right by Caswell for numerous violations. For being late, eating in class, unsafe diving, a zipper violation, and making a mess. An addition for running too fast, not flossing, and even blinking too much. Finally Yuma decided to speak up, barging into the student council office covered in misconduct cards to call out. "Caswell, what the heck is wrong with ya? I'm simply doing my duty as the head of the Student Disciplinary Council," Caswell stated. "You're violating several rules, Yuma. It's no matter where I go I break a rule," Yuma argued over to him. "As class representative, I object to this new thing." "Is there an issue, Yuma?" Carlisle inquired, hearing that. "Caswell is only doing his duty after all." "Well, of course, there's an issue," Yuma answered over to him. "Are you the one who gave him this?" "That's right," Carlisle answered. "Well, I like for you to call it off. A lot of the students are getting angry cause of this." "Huh, they're getting angry?" Caswell asked in shock, hearing that. "Don't let it bother you, Yuma is simply trying to get you to allow him to break school rules," Carlisle told him. "What I'm doing is having him stop this," Yuma argued over. "Then Yuma, if you're against this, then perhaps we handle this old-fashioned? Like say a duel?" Carlisle suggested over. "You wouldn't object to that, do ya?" "No, I wouldn't." "Okay, then get set to get decked," Yuma grinned over. "With one rule." Yuma blinked as Carlisle explained. "As this is held on school grounds, it must be upheld by the school rules." "Well, alright, makes no difference. Then head Caswell, I trust you to make the necessary protocols." Carlisle turned to Caswell with a grin. "Of course." Caswell nodded at that. "Yuma, wait a moment." Astral, appearing beside Yuma, told him. "Alright, let's head out." Yuma grinned over, not listening. "Hang on." Hearing that, they all turned over, seeing Tori with Summer and Jen are in the doorway. "Huh, Tori?" Caswell asked before frowning. "I thought I mentioned before, you skirts are too short. That's another violation for all three of you." "I'm here to take Yuma's place," Tori pointed out. "Huh, what are you talking about, Tori? I can handle this duel no problem at all," Yuma pointed out. "Timmy had been training me for a while, and I think I'm ready to try a real duel," Tori said over to him. "I've been at the sidelines for long enough, it's my turn now." Yuma stared over before he then shrugged. "Well, alright, in that case feel the flow, Tori." Carlisle frowned over from this. It's not quite how he planned out, but no matter, once he takes care of this girl, he can head after Yuma next. "Very well then, but as Yuma already agreed to the duel rules, you will agree by default. That clear?" "Alright." Tori nodded. So with that, they all headed off, arriving at the pool area where the duel will take place, with Caswell on a lifeguard post to spectate. Duel interface set. Augmented reality vision link established. Let's duel. Tori and Carlisle began their match. Dueling theme, Rebellion by Linkin Park. Tori, 4000. Hand, 5. Field, nothing. Carlisle, 4000. Hand, 5. Field, nothing. Let the duel commence. Alright then, Tori, ladies first. Carlisle lets her take the first turn. Tori, first turn. Okay, this is Tori's first match. She had been practicing with Heart by Timmy and Anna to be a good duelist, and thinks she's ready to try dueling for real. So she readies herself, checking over her hand to see what to do first. Okay, I'll start by summoning Rika Petal in attack position. Tori mentioned playing the card as a young blue-haired girl looking like a kid smiling. Attack position. Rika Petal. Water. Level 1. Plant/effect. ATK, 0. Def, 0. During your main phase, you can take one Rika monster from your deck, except Rika Petal, and either add it to your hand or send it to the GY. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except plant monsters. During your opponent's end phase, while this card is in your GY, if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are plant monsters, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect of Rika Petal once per turn. And now I'll dash. Whistle. Caswell interrupted from his whistle. Violation. Huh? Tori asked. What do you mean? That girl is too young to be a student, and we have a no underage student rule. Caswell answered while Petal blinked confused over. So what would the penalty be? Automatic suspension. It goes back to your hand. Caswell ordered over, deciding the well-known penalty as Petal vanished. Tori's eyes widened before frowning as she looked unsure. In that case, I'll summon Rika Princess instead? A clear ice blue girl having an umbrella rose up smiling. Defense position. Rika Princess. Water. Level 4. Plant/effect. ATK, 0. Def, 0. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand, but while it is face up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters, except plant monsters. When your opponent activates a monster effect, while you control a Rika monster, quick effect, you can shuffle this card from your hand or GY into the deck and tribute one plant monster, negate that effect. You can only use each effect of Rika Princess once per turn. Caswell whistled again. Another case of underage student. An unapproved school item by Umbrella. No umbrellas in building. Automatic suspension. Tori's eyes widened as her monster vanished again. I end my turn. Tori's hand, 5/field, nothing. Carlisle first turn. Wait, hang on, what was that? Why did Caswell do that? Yuma brought up why exactly Caswell is doing that. I told you before, Yuma, this duel is on school grounds, so it must follow the school rules. Good work, disciplinary head. Carlisle smirked to Caswell, who smiled, nodding back. Tori, however, looked at her hand only to frown as Astral looked, noticing all of her monsters that were level 4 or lower would be considered underage students, and the one high-level monster that wouldn't break that rule had an umbrella too. Her entire deck, every single monster had an umbrella, so she couldn't ever summon anything. So she can't summon a monster that violates the school rules. Yuma, use your brain before agreeing to suspicious duels. Hey Astral, Tori might have something to fight back. Yuma called over to them. For now it's my turn, I draw. Carlisle drew over to begin his turn. And now I activate Ancient Rules. Ancient Rules. Normal spell card. Special summon one level 5 or higher normal monster from your hand. So now I can summon Neo Aqua Matador. Carlisle shows a card as what Rose was, a yellow-robed blue-masked man. Attack position. Neo Aqua Matador. Water. Level 6. Spellcaster/normal. ATK, 1200. Def, 3000. The true nature of this wizard, who rules all water. It defends itself with a vast, impenetrable wall of ice. It's part of the drama club, so the mask is not considered a violation. We can't have drama without an act. Carlisle said his justification for the mask, which was approved on by Caswell. Tori's eyes widened at that. Next, I'll repeat this over by using a second Ancient Rules. Carlisle activates a second Ancient Rules where a second Neo Aqua Matador rose beside the other. Neo Aqua Matador, attack position. And now with them, I overlay them both together. Carlisle called as the two shot to the overlay network. A rank 6 XYZ summon on his first turn? Yuma questioned in shock. And now appear, the chief disciplinarian. Norito, the moral leader. Carlisle called out as lowering down was a brown-robed priest with a folding fan looking over. Attack position. Norito, the moral leader. Light. Level 6. Spellcaster effect XYZ. ATK, 2700. Def, 2000. 2 level 6 spellcaster monsters. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell/trap card, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Oru, 2. Tori's eyes widened in shock seeing the monster. And you're wide open. Norito attack. Norito charges in at Tori. Tori cried out as the attack hit her. Tori, 1300/hand, 5. Tori. Yuma cried worried. I end my turn. Carlisle smirked setting a card. You're up. Carlisle's hand, 1/field, Norito, the moral leader, attack position /ORU, 2, 1 set card. Tori, 1300. Hand, 5. Field, nothing. Carlisle, 4000. Hand, 1. Field, Norito, the moral leader, attack position /ORU, 2, 1 set card. Tori second turn. Yuma grunted over before getting an idea. Hey Tori. Huh, she asked turning to him. Yeah Yuma? They might be catching it so far, but they won't be able to catch you break the rules if they can't see. Yuma grinned over to her giving a wink so she can take the hint. Tori's eyes widened before she nodded. I guess it's worth a try, but first I'll use Rika Kankan. Field zone. Rika Kankan. Field spell card. If you control a Rika monster, you can set one Rika spell /trap directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone. Also you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except plant monsters. You can only use this effect of Rika Kankan once per turn. Once per turn, if you attribute a plant monster you control to activate a Rika card or effect, you contribute any one face-up monster your opponent controls, even though you do not control it. Then, I'll play Rika Glamour. Rika Glamour. Normal spell card. When you activate this card, you can also tribute one plant monster, add one Rika monster from your deck to your hand, then, if you tribute a monster when you activated this card, add one plant monster, with the same original level as that Rika monster but a different name, from your deck to your hand. You can only activate one Rika Glamour per turn. When I activate it, I can tribute a plant monster. Except thanks to Rika Kankan I can tribute Norito, the moral leader instead. What? Carlisle blinked from that as Norito vanished from the field, the tributing effect preventing him from stopping it. Well, not quite what I mean. Yuma blinked before he grinned. Ah well, she got rid of him. Wrong. No acts of violence. Carlisle called out, which they blinked before turning to Caswell. Head Caswell, you clearly seen acts of violence. I demand Norito back. But Norito attacked earlier, that also count as a violation of violence. Caswell pointed out from it, now confused over if this is right. I don't care right now. She is committing violations. Carlisle called over. She should be expelled for violations. Hey, that's going too far. Yeah, he is. Yuma agreed over looking at Caswell. Caswell, why are you his lackey now? Why are you with him? What other choice? I have Yuma. Caswell asked him looking down. After you took the student representative role, I figured this would make me important in the school. Is that what you really want? Caswell blinked looking at Yuma. Do you wanted to be important as the student representative? Or did you want to help everyone? Help everyone? Caswell trailed off before widening his eyes. Of course, he had forgotten he worked hard to help others. From Yuma taking his spot, he had forgotten why he had registered for the position in the first place. To help others. And what's he thinking, doing this disciplinary stuff? Yuma stated over students are really angry about this. Maybe it's not too late? You're right, Yuma. I don't know what I'm thinking. This isn't right. Caswell moved, removing the uniform in one go before turning to a shocked Tori. Tori, I'm sorry, this is a regular duel from now on. Curses. Carlisle spat over, seeing this plan to use Caswell's devotion for order to his advantage failed to the duel now being a head-to-head fight from now on. You will regret betraying me, Caswell, as soon as I'm done with her, and Yuma. It's a normal duel now? Tori asked before smiling. Rika Glamour's effect adds one Rika monster to my hand, and since I tribute a monster I can add another monster with the same level, so I'll add Snowdrop the Rika Fairy and also Hellebore the Rika Fairy. She added 2 cards to her hand. Now, I'll special summon Rika Princess back to the field. She smiled as her monster reappeared. Rika Princess, attack position. Rika Princess looked around to see if anything else will call her off. When they didn't, she smiled over to Tori, waving. Tori smiled. I use Snowdrop, the Rika Fairy's ability. By tributing one plant monster, I can summon her and Hellebore the Rika Fairy both in attack position. Attack position. Snowdrop the Rika Fairy. Water. Level 8. Plant/effect. ATK 1200. Def 2600. You contribute one plant monster, special summon both this card and one other plant monster from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except plant monsters. You can target one plant monster you control. All plant monsters you currently control become that monster's level until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Snowdrop the Rika Fairy once per turn. Attack position. Hellebore the Rika Fairy. Water. Level 8. Plant/effect. ATK 2600. Def 1200. When your opponent activates a monster effect that targets a monsters you control, while you control a Rika monster, quick effect, you contribute this card from your hand or face-up field, negate that effect. If this card is in your GY, you contribute one plant monster, special summon this card in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Hellebore the Rika Fairy once per turn. Then I'll normal summon Rika Petal. Petal rose up again, giggling. Rika Petal, attack position. 2 level 8 monsters. Yuma called in shock seeing them. I use Snowdrop's ability. I target one plant monster and all my plant monsters become that monster's level. I pick Snowdrop herself. Tori smiled as Snowdrop began to glow. Rika Petal, LV, 1 plus 7 is equal to 8. Now, I overlay level 8 Rika Petal and Snowdrop the Rika Fairy. The two blowed right, charging into the overlay network. I XYZ summon, Teardrop the Rika Queen. Tori called. Attack position. Teardrop the Rika Queen. Water. Rank 8. Plant XYZ effect. ATK 2800. Def 2800. 2 level 8 monsters. You can detach one material from this card, then target one monster on the field, tribute it. This is a quick effect if this card has a plant monster as material. You can only use this effect of Teardrop the Rika Queen once per turn. Each time a monsters is tribute, this card gains 200 ATK for each, until the end of this turn. Oru, 2. Teardrop attack. Teardrop charged forward as Carlisle grunted. I activate XYZ Reborn. XYZ Reborn. Normal trap card. Target one XYZ monster in your GY, special summon it, and if you do, attach this card to it as material. So now come back Norito. Norito quickly rose back. Teardrop stopped. Norito, attack position /ORU, 1. Aw man, now she can't take him out. No she can. Astral corrected, which confuses Yuma. Teardrop's ability can be used right now thanks to its overlay units. What? Yuma looked confused. When Teardrop the Rika Queen has a plant monster as an overlay unit, I can use her effect during either player's turn, or during the battle phase, so I'll detach one overlay unit to tribute Norito again. Tori called. Then as a bonus, whenever a monster is tribute, Teardrop gets 200 more attack points until the end of the turn. What? Carlisle widened his eyes as Norito was forced to leave the field again. And no. Teardrop, ATK, 2800 plus 200 equals 3000 /ORU, 2 to 1. Teardrop attack. Tori called. Teardrop landed its finished attack on Carlisle. Carlisle, 1000 /hand, 1. Now, Hellebore attacks directly. Tori called. Hellebore charged in, attacking Carlisle, who cried out, landing on the ground stunned. Tori, 1300. Hand, 2. Field, Teardrop the Rika Queen, attack position /ATK, 3000 /ORU, 1, Hellebore the Rika Fairy, attack position. Carlisle, 0000. Hand, 1. Field, nothing. Tori wins. The last card in Carlisle's hand vanished. That was close. If Caswell didn't change the rules, Tori would have lost. Yuma frowned. Wait, did I just win? Tori wondered if what she's seeing is real. Hey, the door opened as they turned, seeing Anna, and Timmy came back quickly as Anna explained. Sorry, but Number Archive sensed Barian presence again, and we came to see if we can help. Though he said it's gone now. Timmy admitted over. What happened? Barian, no, but Tori almost lost a really unfair duel before Caswell stopped helping Carlisle cheat. Yuma answered. Huh? That confused them as Timmy looked over to Tori. Tori, what's he talking about? Our cards had to follow school rules, and mine didn't. Tori explained. They all have umbrellas which aren't allowed, so when they broke the rule they had to go back to my hand. Oh, everyone. They looked over, seeing Caswell looks real guilty. I'm so sorry for my outrageous behavior. I thought I was doing the right thing. I'm so sorry. It's fine, and hey, do you really want to be the class representative? Yuma asked him. Yuma? Caswell looks up. If you want it, then go ahead. I don't really need to be the representative anyway, and we both know you'd be better at it. Yuma pointed out. Yuma, oh, thank you very much. I won't let you down. Caswell smiled over, real happy from this. Timmy blinked before he softly smiled. Life is so weird sometimes, but guess that's why we like it, right, Anna? True, it is. Anna smiled. Meanwhile, with the Barians. Jirag failed again, spoke the yellow-cloaked Barian as they stared in the orb. And it wasn't cause of that small brat interfering again. I'm beginning to doubt he can handle this, mentioned a Barian in a red cloak. I think I'll go and knock out Yuma and all his friends, plus we need to get her back. I'm beginning to doubt he can handle this, mentioned a Barian in a red cloak. I think I'll go and knock out Yuma and all his friends, plus we need to get her back. This is Jirag's second attempt to Leto. Let's wait and see if his future attempts end in failure before sending aid. Duman spoke up to the red-cloaked Barian. If you say so. Alito sighed. But still, this Timmy Wixon will be trouble. Duman stared over at Timmy. Able to control powerful dragons and use different summoning methods. Even the power of Galaxy Eyes is no match for him. He looked up towards the yellow-cloaked Barian. Mizar, I'm gonna need you to face him if the chance arises. He may have defeated Kite, but against a true Galaxy Eyes master he won't stand a chance, the yellow-cloaked Barian smirked. Chapter 29, Comics Hero Duel. Rio awakens. Been a couple of days since the duel between the school duel and Tori's successful victory on Carlisle, with the Barians' disappointment that Jirag continued failing despite making sure Timmy, probably the biggest threat to them with Pendulum, wasn't able to interference like before with Devon. Now it's a school day with the group talking about their test scores. So how do you guys think you done on your tests? Tori asked Yuma, Bronk, Ray, and Caswell. It was a lot easier than I thought. Yuma admitted over to her. Yuma. Excuse me, Yuma, a voice called out for them on their left. Huh? Yuma asked, looking over. What is it? It was a male student with brown hair and a ponytail, and having on a green beret while holding art supplies. Who are you? Allow me to introduce myself. The boy spoke in an accent, bowing in response to Yuma's question. Art Stanley, president of the Comic Book Appreciation Club, Heartland City Chapter, charter pending. Comic Book Club? Tori asked. I've never heard of that. That's because they only have one member. Caswell explained over to them. I have a favor to ask. Stanley twirled a pencil in his hand. Our organization is creating a literary masterpiece. And we want you as the hero of our take, Yuma. Me, a hero? Yuma asked before grinning. Count me in. Yeah. The champion of the World Duel Carnival, the legend among men. Stanley moved down, presenting a picture. I present to you, the ultimate hero. He reveals a drawn picture as they looked. It shows of Yuma in as a muscular man wearing a superhero costume that's blue and purple with a yellow mask, and having a dual disc of the same design as the Emperor's Key. Whoa, that's an awesome picture. Yuma grinned. It looks super cool. Glad you think so. Just one question though. Stanley said over to him with a smile. I'm aware of the many ways why you're awesome, but 'cause I'm curious, what exactly is your kryptonite? My what? Kryptonite, Yuma. It's a term of meaning weakness. Bronk explained over to Yuma, who looked confused from the word. Well, I don't have any weaknesses. Yuma grinned confidently. His friends winced hearing that, knowing that's definitely not true. Stanley was also skeptical but still has his smile. Every hero has one, it's, hold on. Noticing someone, he ran over as they looked, seeing he spotted Shark, who's walking alone. Excuse me, Shark? He got in front of Shark while said boy closed his eyes. Hey, I'm making a comic book and modeled a character after you named the Night Shark. He shows a picture of a character in his book that Shark opened his eyes, seeing what looks like a villain having long claws and wearing a purple costume with flesh-like wings and red eyes. Awesome, right? Lame is more like it, now leave me alone. Shark told him, walking off. Wait, hang on. I need your permission to put it in the comic. Stanley turned around, placing a hand on his shoulder. You can sign a release form too. Back off. Shark yelled, pushing him back, making Stanley fall on his butt, but a ring landed in front of him. Noticing it, Stanley reached to it. Shark's eyes widened. Don't touch that. He grabbed the ring before walking off angrily. I hear you dropped your sketchbook. Yuma hands the dropped book to Stanley as he stands up. Oh, thanks. This book contains every idea I had ever thought of. Stanley said to him with a grateful smile. I don't know what I would do if I lose it. Well, I can't wait to see the finished comic. Yuma smiled before running after Shark. Stanley then slowly turned over to them, watching them walk off, with Yuma asking how he done on the test, which made Shark respond with a whatever. Meanwhile, right now Timmy and Anna are now paying a visit to the Arclights to see how they're doing. They are doing something to prepare in case another Barian attack happens, and possibly restore Byron to normal. Timmy and Byron as young kids are enjoying an online mobile game together, as kids do, as a racing kart game. Byron crossed first place as Timmy snapped his fingers in mock frustration. Man, you're good at this game, Byron. It'd be a while before I catch up. Sometime after the whole situation, Timmy had let go of his hatred of Byron, as the person he knew before as Vetrix is now dead, thanks to Dr. Faker revealing the truth of his goals, and Yuma defeating Vetrix at the end of the World Duel Carnival. Byron also asked them to call him by his real name rather than as Vetrix, as it houses terrible memories with him trying to atone for his sins, and his mistreatment of his sons now that his reason for revenge is gone, now trying to be peaceful once more. I wouldn't say that, you're really good at the game. Byron chuckled. Well, video games are not really something I have nowadays. Timmy admitted over with a head rub. I mean, I just focus on duel monsters back where I live. Timmy also told everyone where he was really from a while back, and they can't be surprised about it. The Arclights also decided on trying to see if they can make something to have them take them to Timmy's world if possible, for the purpose of Timmy able to visit his grandmother's grave, and to possibly get back at his parents for their heinous crimes. You still caught on fast. Trey said over to him, rubbing his head. You almost beaten Dad a few times, so try giving yourself more credit about them. I'll try. Timmy shrugged over from this, only to feel Anna hugging him from behind. How are you doing? Anna asked with a smile. Doing okay, Anna. Timmy looked up with a soft smile, seeing her alongside Quentin beside her. How are you and Chris doing? Alongside Byron, his sons Quentin, Quattro, and Trey asked to be called by their true names Chris, Thomas, and Michael respectfully to move on. Other side that, Chris and Anna both together are doing well as machine users, with Chris providing insight to have her deck be stronger with his machine cards, while Anna helps him focus on different strategies so he doesn't need to rely on only Dyson Sphere. Timmy with Number Archive returned all of their numbers, and they're now tamed so they don't need their crests to keep the numbers from controlling them now. Unfortunately, we're having trouble finding a way for you to go home, Chris admitted. Timmy shrugged over. That's okay. I don't have anything left back there. He looked down sadly, saying that. Nothing but memories of Grandma and her grave. Well, you should still have the opportunity to see her grave again, Anna pointed out. And you will, it just might take a while, Byron added. I'm sure everyone would want to pay their respects. Timmy nodded with a soft smile at that, closing his eyes softly as they know he's suffering from the loss of his only relative, and that the people who put her there are living free, and without a care in the world. They will do something about it. Someday, but not today. We know what it's like, Michael assured him. Our mother died sometime after I was born. It was just Dad and Chris looking after me, and Thomas. Timmy nodded, overhearing that. Yeah, and now I got Kite and Hart. He smiled as he thought of the two. Not just them. Thomas chuckled. And Dad too, Timmy added over to Dr. Faker. Alongside Anna and her brother and parents. Anna smiled, hugging him. Timmy smiled before he kisses her, which she kisses back, pulling back. I love you, Anna. Don't forget all your friends. Michael smiled. Tori, Kathy, Bronk, Shark, Penelo. Ray? Well, maybe need to get to know Shark, Timmy admitted. Haven't had a chance to talk to him. Despite what they'd done, Timmy hardly had the time to spend trying to know Shark, as he's much too busy with Rio, and didn't want to bother him while he has personal business. Well, we could go see him now. Do any of you want to come? Anna asked the Arclights. Thomas rose up. Only me. I need to say sorry to Rio when she wakes up. Give her our best too. Michael smiled. They nodded, hearing that, as they walked out, taking a small van that Thomas drives. Soon they arrived at the hospital where Rio is staying. Walking in, looking up, the receptionist sees Thomas. Ah, Mr. Arclight. Here to see Miss Castle like always? Yes, thank you, he nodded. She's in her usual room, the receptionist directed over. Thomas nodded. Come on, Timmy, let's go see her. Timmy nodded as he and Anna followed Thomas, walking up. Reaching an elevator, they waited as it moved up, stopping on a floor, walking. Reaching the room, they see it's cracked open. Timmy notices something peeking, which quickly moved, making him blink. What's wrong? Hearing that, he turned to Anna and smiled. Nothing, thought I saw something. She nodded as they walked where Thomas opened the door, seeing Shark was already there, standing over Rio's bed. Rio was still in the appearance he and Thomas seen her as before when she said the Barians are there with Fender's arrival. Thomas flinched slightly but knew he shouldn't hide. Hey, Shark. Hearing that, Shark turned over. Quattro. Has there been any change? He asked. Nothing much other than what happened at the first time they attacked. Shark answered over before noticing company. It's you, that kid that Vetrix defeated back at the World Duel Carnival. It's been a while, Shark. Timmy greeted over to him. I haven't seen you in a while since you were treated for your injuries, and that you've been busy with Rio. Personal business nowadays, Shark admitted before looking over to Anna. I seen you with him before, but I don't think I know your name yet. Anna, she mentioned, only to pause. What's that ring? Shark looks at his finger where he turned back to Rio. They're rings Rio gotten for us when we were kids. I think they were too girly, which hurt her feelings. I just decided to wear the ring, it's the least I can do. He softly takes her hand, slipping the ring he had dropped earlier on Rio's finger. Then he turned to Timmy and Anna. Now what are you two doing here? We haven't had a chance to know each other, Timmy admitted to Shark. I've been seeing everyone, but you're the only one I haven't had time to know of. I didn't want to bother you with Rio. Shark nodded, appreciating his honesty. Well, I'm glad you haven't been disturbing me since Rio's delicate right now. I just hope she can wake up soon. So do I. I owe her an apology. Thomas admitted softly. Not that I deserve her forgiveness, or yours. All that happened was Vetrix's doing, not yours. And he's dead now with your father back. Shark stated over to his former archenemy who had only hurt Rio so that Byron can return back to normal, and his actions against him were unnecessary as Thomas, despite being the one who hurt Rio, is not the one who he should direct his rage on. Now Vetrix is dead, and Byron is back, so there was no need for him to continue hating Thomas, as the huge plot to destroy Astral World by the Baryons had been thwarted thanks to their efforts. Thanks, Timmy, he smiled gently. Said boy smiled. You won't be alone, Thomas. We will help. He then turned to Rio, looking up to Shark. Shark? Can I see Rio, please? Shark looked over before moving aside so Timmy could see Rio. Timmy walked over, seeing Rio. He softly smiled. Hi, Rio. Good to meet you at last. I heard a lot about you from Shark, Thomas, and everyone else. You're not awake now, but I know you are still taking care of your brother. 'Cause siblings always look out for each other even if you're far. He softly takes her hand in his. So please wake up soon for Shark. Her hand twitched in his hands, which only Shark noticed. Shark's eyes widened as he looked at Timmy with a small smile. Timmy looked to Rio before doing a gentleman thing, softly kissing Rio's hand. He pulled away, turning to walk back, but felt something on his wrist. Confused, he looked, seeing Rio's hand had grabbed his wrist. Is she waking up? Anna asked, seeing that. They checked over as they watched, but Rio made no movement. Timmy, recognizing this, voiced over. Oh, it's probably her subconscious responding. Some people in comas respond subconsciously to some things. He stared as he softly smiled before he blinked. Now that I see her, she looks pretty. He blushed, shaking his head. What am I thinking? I have Anna. He softly removed Rio's hand from his wrist after thinking that. It's okay. Anna reassured him gently with a knowing smile. I understand, and I agree, she is a pretty girl. Timmy turned over to her, hearing that, surprised that Anna can tell what he's thinking. Outside was Stanley, spying on them with a slight grin. Meanwhile, at Heartland Academy. Our target is Yuma Tsukumo, not Shark. Jirag spoke in the room where the comic book appreciation club is held, with Stanley reporting in with him after his visit to hospital, having tailed Shark to find weaknesses to, while he couldn't find Yuma's, found Shark's, who also holds a powerful number, and was one of Vetrix's pawns to be used against Dr. Faker. I know, but Shark is a threat too, and he has a strong number. Stanley pointed out. And you're certain you found a weakness to him? Positive, a fatal weakness. Very well then. Wasn't like how he intended, but if they can remove Shark, then Yuma would probably be too distracted to defend himself, allowing them to take his numbers. As long as Timmy doesn't get in the way. You may proceed. For the glory of Baryan World. Stanley turned to walk out. Hey, before you go. Yes, master? Stanley asked, turning back to Jirag. Jirag stared with his serious gaze before it changed to an excited gaze, revealing 2 pages of poorly drawn characters to him. I've been thinking of drawing a comic too. What you think? Oh? Stanley asked, awkwardly looking. They're, creative? Being an art foodie that he was, Stanley can definitely see lots of mistakes/wrong things in the drawings, and can think of improving them. But he's not a critic, so he isn't gonna say what he thinks about it, and risk Jirag getting mad at him. The next day. It was the day after that where Timmy is walking with Anna to head to the hospital again, following a talk the two had. Mostly from Timmy thinking of what he thinks now of Rio, and they encountered Yuma, Tori, Penelo, and Ray. Penelo accompanied Timmy and Anna so she can see Rio and Shark, but doesn't know what the two talked about. Flashback, last night. Timmy was sitting on Anna's bed alone, waiting for her, deep in thought. Timmy? Anna asked, walking into the room and noticing he looked to be thinking about something. Are you okay? Timmy turned over to her before he then sighed. I don't know what to do. Do you want to talk about it? She asked, sitting next to him and gently rubbing his back. Well, it's back at the hospital with Rio. Timmy said over to her. You are amazing, Anna. I still intend to be with you, but, after seeing Rio, I start to feel the same feelings I had. You knew what I was thinking somehow, but I'm still not sure what to do. I hate to cheat on you, and I won't do it, and Rio deserves to know how I feel, but how can I as someone who's already dating? Anna closed her eyes. Timmy, be honest with me, is it just Rio or Tori and Kathy too? Huh? Timmy looked over to her, hearing that. The way you feel about Rio, do you have those feelings for anyone else? Anna asked him gently. Timmy looked down to think about it. Tori is a good girl, and from the time he knows her he feels her as a sister figure to him. She doesn't know about dueling, and he with Kite taught her, and Heart how to duel. Despite this, Timmy only sees her as a sister, and nothing else, so that is out. Next for Kathy, she's an eccentric, and the good kind with caring for cats. He was a bit weirded out that she lives alone in a mansion surrounded by many cats, but over time he gotten used to it since it's who Kathy is. Plus he also notices she pays attention to Yuma, and honestly considers Kathy out of his league, as Kathy almost came close to confess to Yuma if it ain't for him interrupting. And he's pretty sure she doesn't feel the same to him. At best another sister figure. No. Tori and Kathy are more like sisters. I don't feel that way to anyone else. Timmy gave his answer to Anna. You're a really kind young man, handsome, selfless, and kind. I think when Rio wakes up the four of us should all talk. Anna told him. You, me, Rio, and Shark. Timmy blinked hearing that. You don't have a problem? She does know that as he grows his parents tried converting him into their image, which also includes shaming on relationships that aren't one male and one female. Polyamory, gay, lesbian are to be shamed on in their eyes, and being raised that way he gets an idea they're supposed to be bad, but it isn't too late to reverse that for him. I don't, but we need to speak with them when Rio wakes up. Anna smiled. Timmy slowly nodded before hugging her. I'm glad you aren't mad. I wouldn't be mad at you. Anna smiled. She hugs him back as they settled for a peaceful night. Flashback end. After that, they decided to visit the hospital again to see how they're doing. Penelo came over confessing she wants to meet Shark and Rio, which they didn't have a problem, and encountered Yuma, Tori, and Ray with gifts of candy to give Rio. So they all worked together to the hospital, all together chatting over. Well, good, I'll take them off her hands. Yuma grinned upon hearing from Tori that Rio can't eat the candy gifts as she's in a coma. That's not nice, Yuma, they're for Rio. Timmy frowned over towards him hearing that. Well, she wouldn't want them to go bad. Yuma pointed out. Hearing something, they see Shark running out of the hospital looking panicked. Hey Shark, we came to see Rio. Yuma greeted over. She's gone. Rio disappeared from her room. Shark urgently told them. What? Timmy asked, shocked. What do you mean she's gone? The doctors told me she isn't in her room. Oh good, you're all here. Hearing that they looked, seeing Stanley was nearby with a smirk. Who are you? Timmy asked, never seeing him before. Huh, Stanley? Yuma asked. What are you doing here? Actually, I came here to talk about Rio. Stanley grinned over. Rio? Yuma questioned as Shark glared. What did you do? He demanded. Stanley chuckled over sinisterly. I know where she is, Shark. I'll only tell you if you duel me. I'm not playing your games. Where's Rio? Shark questioned angrily. Stanley wagged his finger with a TSK. That's not how this story works, Shark. If you want to know, then you need to duel me. His eyes glowed pink as he said that. Yuma's key glowed as Astral appeared beside him. Yuma, there is something strange about this person. Yeah, something's weird. Number Archive agreed over to them. Penelope shivered seeing that as Shark frowned. Fine, I'll wipe you out and then you'll tell me where Rio is. Shark glared angrily at Stanley. Now that's more like it. Gathering at the top of the hospital, they ready over for their match as everyone places their dual gazers. Augmented reality vision link established. Let's duel. Dueling theme, Hero by Skillet. Shark, 4000. Hand, 5. Field, nothing. Stanley, 4000. Hand, 5. Field, nothing. Let the duel commence. Please proceed first, Shark. Stanley gives Shark the offer to go first. Something bad is going to happen. Penelope frowned, holding Astral's hand. Just stay close. Astral lightly told his daughter, keeping a grip on her hand. She nodded, shivering. Alright, I'll start by summoning my Spear Shark in attack position. Shark called. Attack position. Spear Shark. Water. Level 4. Fish/effect. ATK 1600. Def 1400. When this card is normal summoned, you can increase the levels of all level 3 fish-type monsters you currently control by 1. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Then since I have a water monster on the field, I can bring out my Silent Angler. Attack position. Silent Angler. Water. Level 4. Fish/effect. ATK 800. Def 1400. If you control a water monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but you cannot special summon monsters from your hand for the rest of this turn. Now I'll set 2 cards and end my turn. Shark's hand, 1/field, Spear Shark, attack position. Silent Angler, attack position, 2 set cards. Stanley first turn. Oh, you summon 2 monsters but no XYZ summon? Very well. I draw. Stanley drew, knowing that Shark needs 3 monsters to use Shark Drake. I think I will start this off by summoning this knight from my hand. Noble Knight Artorigus. Raising was a blonde-haired knight wearing silver armor. Attack position. Noble Knight Artorigus. Light. Level 4. Warrior/normal. ATK 1800. Def 1800. No one shall ever know the truth behind that fateful day. Artorigus went forth to where the brilliant sword didst lay. 'Twas the first of many feats so great, a legend through and through. We sing of him, Artorigus, the noble and the brave, from the tales of the noble knights. And as I have a light normal monster on my field, I can summon this knight from my hand. Noble Knight Gawain. Stanley set another monster as another knight rose up wearing golden armor. Defense position. Noble Knight Gawain. Light. Level 4. Warrior/effect. ATK 1900. Def 500. If you control a light normal monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Shark frowned, seeing the 2 monsters. And now I use Gaon and Artorigus to build the overlay network. Stanley called as the 2 glowed gold flying into the overlay network. IXYZ summon. Come out, comics hero King Arthur. Raising up was a large knight wielding a sword having gold/white armor readying. Attack position. Comics hero King Arthur. Earth. Rank 4. Warrior effect XYZ. ATK 2400. Def 1200. 2 level 4 warrior type monsters. If this card would be destroyed by battle, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card instead. When you do, it gains 500 ATK, and if it does, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Oru, 2. Shark frowns, seeing the monster. Great, what does that thing do? You'll see soon enough. Now King Arthur attacks Silent Angler. Stanley called as King Arthur readied his sword, charging in to slash down at the weaker monster. Hold that thought, I play the trap card Poseidon Wave. Shark countered. Poseidon Wave. Normal trap card. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict 800 damage to your opponent for each fish, sea serpent, or aqua-type monster you control. Not only does this negate Arthur's attack, but for every fisk, sea serpent, or aqua monster I control you lose 800 life points. I wouldn't do that. Stanley smirked as Shark blinked over. I haven't told you yet. You want to know where Rio is? She's in the world of my creation, my imaginative world called, Stanley rubs his head to think before coming out with something off the top of his head. Artopia, the dungeon of the kingdom of Stanlius. A picture appeared showing an unconscious Rio in a dungeon cell. If you defeat me, this world will disappear. That'll be bad for poor Rio now, would it? He chuckled sinisterly. Timmy frowned over from this. He hates these types of duels where if the bad guy wins, the hostage they have will die with them. But it gets worse when it reverses, where the hostage dies if the bad guys are the ones that been defeated. An effective tactic for bad guys so the good guys aren't able to do anything. What? Shark questioned. So tell me, are you willing to risk it and disrupt my story? Stanley smirked over to him. Change how it goes and have her suffer? Or will you call back the trap and continue on how the story's supposed to be? Shark clenched his fists as his trap reset itself. So glad you made the right choice. King Arthur, Radiant Sword. King Arthur readied on Silent Angelier without Poseidon Wave to interrupt, firing a light beam from it. Silent Angler shattered as Shark cried out. Shark, 2400/hand, 1. Timmy grunted from this, unable to watch this. Then Tori gets an idea. Oh wait, I think I know what we can do to help. Really, what can we do? Yuma asked her. Stanley's sketchbook. Tori said to them as they recall Stanley saying all his ideas are in the book. If we write something in it, we might change the story so Rio will be alright. Do you think that could work? Timmy asked her. It's gotta be. Tori said over as they nodded over. Timmy moved to leave, only to pause, which Anna notices. Timmy, she asked, seeing that. What is it? Anna, something. Timmy stood frozen before he gasped, suddenly vanishing in a pink glow. Timmy! Anna cried in shock, turning to Stanley. What did you do? Stanley chuckled over before turning back to Shark. I end my turn, Shark. You're up. Stanley sets a card. Jirag nearby smirked over. Good. Nice, using your power so that the pendulum brat that stopped Vector won't be interfering, trapping him with Rio. All that's left is to take Shark's number card. Stanley's hand, 3/field. Comics Hero King Arthur, attack position /ORU, 2, 1 set card. Shark, 2400. Hand, 1. Field, Spear Shark, attack position, Poseidon Wave, set, 1 set card. Stanley, 4000. Hand, 3. Field, Comics Hero King Arthur, attack position /ORU, 2, 1 set card. Shark second turn. And while you draw Shark, I have a face down. Stanley said over to Shark as his turn begins. Shark frowned at that. Foolish Revival. Stanley activated his face down. Foolish Revival. Normal trap card. Select one monster from your opponent's graveyard, and special summon it in face-up defense position on your opponent's side of the field. This trap card allows me to summon a monster from your graveyard in defense position to your side. Stanley grinned before calling. And the choice is obvious, Silent Angler. From the grave popped out Silent Angler. Silent Angler, defense position. Now use them, and one other monster to summon the monster worthy of challenging my hero. Shark Drake. Stanley smirked over to Shark. Shark frowned. Is this part of your story? Yes, of course. The villainous landshark arrives to capture the sleeping princess only for the prince to intercept, and they do battle. Stanley answered over. Shark frowned but looked at his hand. You want a shark, you've got one. I overlay Silent Angler and Spear Shark. I XYZ summon Bahamut Shark in attack position. Attack position. Bahamut Shark. Water. Rank 4. Sea Serpent XYZ effect. ATK, 2600. Def, 2100. 2 level 4 water monsters. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, special summon one rank 3 or lower water XYZ monster from your extra deck. This card cannot attack for the rest of this turn. Oru, 2. But I'm far from done. Ha! Hey, that's not Shark Drake. Stanley argued, feeling cheated out. Shark frowned, not wanting to play into his hands, but he wanted to finish this duel quickly. I used the special ability of my XYZ Remora. By removing 2 of Bahamut Shark's overlay units, I can summon it. Bahamut Shark, ORU, 2-0. Attack position. XYZ Remora. Water. Level 4. Fish/effect. ATK, 800. Def, 800. You can special summon this card from your hand by detaching 2 materials from monsters you control. When summoned this way, you can target 2 level 4 fish monsters in your GY, special summon those targets in defense position. Their effects are negated, they cannot attack or change their battle positions, and cannot be used as material for an XYZ summon, except for the XYZ summon of a water monster. Then my XYZ Remora lets me summon 2 level 4 fish monsters in my graveyard and bring them back in defense position with their special abilities negated, so return Spear Shark and Silent Angler. Spear Shark, defense position / effects negated / cannot change position / can only be used to XYZ summon a water monster / cannot attack. Silent Angler. Defense position / effects negated / cannot change position / can only be used to XYZ summon a water monster / cannot attack. Stanley blinked, seeing this before he then smirked. Oh, I get it now. More opponents for King Arthur to crush, alright then. Shark glared at him. I overlay XYZ Remora, Spear Shark, and Silent Angler. I XYZ summon number 32, Shark Drake. His 3 monsters flew up into the overlay network as his number appeared with a roar. Attack position. Number 32, Shark Drake. Water. Rank 4. Sea Serpent XYZ effect. ATK, 2800. Def, 2100. 3 level 4 monsters. Cannot be destroyed by battle, except with a number monster. Once per turn, when this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Special summon the destroyed monster to your opponent's side of the field in face-up attack position, also it loses 1000 ATK, and if you do summon this way, this card can make a second attack during this battle phase. Oru, 3. Bahamut Shark destroy King Arthur. Bahamut Shark roared, charging and attacking King Arthur, striking themselves in a large explosion while Stanley grunted over. But the smoke cleared, showing King Arthur survived. What? Shark questioned, seeing that. So sorry Shark, but King Arthur doesn't fall down that easily. Should it be destroyed in battle, it can use an overlay unit to avoid destruction. But it also gives 500 points while dealing you 500 points of damage. Stanley grinned as Arthur takes a unit, firing a blast at Shark. Comics hero King Arthur, ATK, 2400 plus 500 equals 2900/ORU, 2-1. Shark braced himself as the blast hit. Shark, 1900/hand, 1. Stanley, 3800/hand, 3. Anything else you like to do? Stanley smirked over to Shark. I end my move. Shark frowned. Shark's hand, 1/field, Bahamut Shark, attack position, number 32, Shark Drake, attack position, ORU, 3, Poseidon Wave, set, 1 set card. Meanwhile. Oh, my head. Timmy was in a different area rubbing his head to rid himself of a headache he feels but feels he's in somewhere cold and damp looking around. What is this? Moving, he felt his hand touching something warm. Looking over, he saw Rio was unconscious on the ground. Rio! Timmy moved, turning her over softly to her back, holding her softly, shaking her. Rio? Rio! She didn't wake up, which he grunted from this, figuring this must be Stanley's doing. Don't worry, Rio. I won't let him touch you. He softly takes her hand as he promises that. Her hand twitched in his as he said this, as he waited for some good news. Back at the duel. It's my turn now. I draw. Stanley drew, checking, and smirked as the Barian emblem appeared on his forehead. Seeing it, Shark frowned. Now to finish this, I activate Rank Up Magic Barian's Force. Stanley reveals the card. Rank Up Magic Barian's Force. Normal spell card. Target one face-up XYZ monster you control, special summon from your extra deck, one number C or CXYZ monster with the same type as that monster you control but one rank higher, by using it as the XYZ material. This special summon is treated as an XYZ summon. XYZ materials attached to it also become XYZ materials on the summoned monster. Then, if possible, detach one XYZ material from a monster your opponent controls and attach it to the summoned monster as an XYZ material. I take King Arthur, and use it to summon a Chaos monster. King Arthur moved, entering the overlay network. I rebuild the overlay network with King Arthur. Go Chaos XYZ Evolution. Come see XYZ Comics Hero Legend Arthur. Emerging was a warrior built as a castle with a large blade. Alongside was pink Chaos Energy, and the Chaos Overlay unit emblems. Attack position. Gains effect. See XYZ Comics Hero Legend Arthur. Earth. Rank 5. Warrior XYZ effect. ATK, 3000. Def, 2400. 3 level 5 monsters. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card has Comics Hero King Arthur as an XYZ material, it gains this effect. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can detach one XYZ material from this card, banish the destroyed monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original ATK. Oru, 3. Shark's eyes widen seeing the monster. And now the effect of Barian's Force allows me to take one of your monster's overlay units. Stanley called as the Chaos Energy ensnares one of Shark Drake's overlay units, forcing it to its side. Legend Arthur, ORU, 2-3. Shark Drake, ORU, 3-2. And now time to finish this. Legend Arthur, get ready to attack. Stanley called as Legend Arthur readied over to attack. Shark grunted, knowing what he can do is stop it with Poseidon Wave, but he does it, and something will happen to Rio. Hey Shark, a voice perked on his dual gazer as a video of Yuma appeared. We found it. What are you talking about? Shark questioned. His sketchbook. Yuma said as Ray shows them pages from the book. Your sister, and Timmy, from how this picture looks, are a princess and a prince, but they're captured, and it looked as though you're the evil guy trying to get them. So you found my book. But what do you hope to accomplish by finding it? Stanley asked over curiously with a smirk. You're not able to change the ending. A real tearjerker, in the end the knight defeats the night shark but the princess falls into a deep sleep. Filled with sadness, the young prince dies of a broken heart not far behind. In other words, you lose, and they are lost forever. He laughed from this. Keep dreaming, buddy. A familiar voice broke as an image similar to what Stanley brought appeared, showing Timmy is there with Rio, with him holding her to him. Stanley was quite surprised to see this, as he didn't expect this. Shark's eyes widened in shock. Rio? What? How did you dash? Stanley looked shocked seeing this happening. I may not know Shark much, but I do know that he isn't the type that does what things tell him to do. Timmy spoke over. He's not gonna let a story tell him how he duels. Basically what this is telling him how he duels, and that he loses in the end. Well, I know he will spit in that story's face, and does this his own way. In other words, he will make his own ending. An ending for him, and for Rio. Shark slowly raised up, staring at Rio in the video. Knowing that to win this, he had to get Rio to be safe. And to do that is by helping her wake up. So he needs to call for her, and have her wake up. Shark's eyes widened seeing the image before he closed his eyes gently. Rio. Timmy looked down over towards Shark's sister holding her close. Rio, your brother is calling. He needs your help. Please wake up. That's when the ring on her finger started to glow pink while Shark's began to glow blue. Huh, what? Shark looked as a bright light appeared blinding them. When it faded they looked, seeing nearby was Timmy with Rio. Timmy had his eyes closed but feels arms wrapping around him. Looking, he sees Rio is sitting up holding him to her as wind's blown off the bandages around her eyes, allowing her to open her eyes that they're pink, looking at him. Rio. Timmy trailed of amazed by her beauty, and that they're holding each other. No way. How? Stanley looked shocked that this happened, stepping back. She's awake. Tori cheered with Penelo, and Anna with her. Shark looked stunned seeing his sister was okay. Rio stared at Timmy while the young boy stared back. She then looked over seeing Shark on the field looking stunned, and seized the field. She frowned over. Are you losing, Reginald? Come on, I know you better than this, it's so embarrassing that you're losing. I was only losing because of you. Shark told her, turning to Stanley. I hope you remember my Poseidon Wave trap card? This is an outrage. Nobody's allowed to rewrite my story but me. Stanley growled as they turned to him. In that case, I'll change things up, and land a final attack. Legend Arthur finish Bahamut Shark. Legend Arthur charges in, raising its sword over to Bahamut Shark. I play Poseidon Wave. Shark called. This negates your attack and deals 1,600 points of damage. The trap flipped, but unlike before, the statue appeared, launching a wave of water splashing off Legend Arthur and damaging Stanley. Stanley, 2200/hand, 3. Why you? You will not defeat me like this. Stanley yelled. I activate the spell, Tremendous Fire. Tremendous Fire. Normal spell card. Inflict 1000 points of damage to your opponent's life points and 500 points of damage to your life points. Flames struck the two together. Shark, 0900/hand, 1. Stanley, 1700/hand, 2. I end my turn with that. With only cards he can't use right now, Stanley ended his turn. Shark, 0900. Hand, 1. Field, number 32, Shark Drake, attack position /ORU, 2, Bahamut Shark, attack position, 1 set card. Stanley, 1700. Hand, 2. Field, CXYZ Comics Hero Legend Arthur, attack position /ORU, 4. Shark third turn. Shark drew his card before smirking. It's time for Shark Drake to evolve, go Chaos XYZ Evolution. Appear Chaos number 32, Shark Drake Vice. Shark Drake moved, evolving into Shark Drake Vice. Attack position. Number C32, Shark Drake Vice. Water. Rank 4. Sea Serpent XYZ Effect. ATK, 2800. Def, 2100. 4 level 4 water monsters. Cannot be destroyed by battle, except with a number monster. You can also XYZ summon this card by using number 32, Shark Drake you control as material. Transfer its materials to this card. If your LP are 1000 or less, quick effect, you can banish one monster from your GY and detach one material from this card, then target one face-up monster on the field. Its ATK/def becomes 0 until the end of your turn. Oru, 1. Now, I'll use Shark Drake Vice's ability, by using one Chaos Overlay unit to banish a monster from my graveyard and lower Legend Arthur's attack points to 0. I banish Silent Angler. What? Stanley widened his eyes as the attack drained Legend Arthur. Legend Arthur, ATK, 3000 minus 3000 is equal to 0. I'm not done, I use Mystical Space Typhoon to destroy my own set card. Shark continued. Mystical Space Typhoon. Quick play spell card. Target one spell/trap on the field, destroy that target. The set card was revealed before it's destroyed. How I do that? Timmy asked confused while he and Rio were still holding each other. I did that because I can banish full armored XYZ from my graveyard to equip Bahamut Shark onto Shark Drakevice. Shark smirked as his weaker XYZ turned into armor and attached to Shark Drakevice. Number C32, Shark Drakevice, ATK, 2800 plus 2600 equals 5400/equipped with Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark, equipped to number C32, Shark Drakevice. Attack Legend Arthur. Was there any need for that? Torai asked nervously since this is way too overkill if Shark Drakevice attack alone can win the duel. Brothers. Anna answered over. Shark Drakevice charged in tackling through Legend Arthur as Stanley screamed out while the Barian emblem shattered landing hard. Shark, 0900. Hand, 1. Field, number C32, Shark Drakevice, ATK, 5400/equipped with Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark, equipped to number C32, Shark Drakevice. Stanley, 0000. Hand, 2. Field, nothing. Shark wins. The duel field vanished while Jirag scowled looking annoyed. I really need to find some better pawns. He vanished before he can be seen. Now that it's out of the way, the girls and Shark ran over where Timmy and Rio are as Tori asked them. Are you two okay? Yeah, we're okay I think. Timmy admitted over to them. Good, so, maybe get yourself off her? Shark asked with a warning in his tone. Blinking they turned to each other, finally noticing the two are close to each other and are holding each other. Timmy blushed, backing off. I am sorry. He pulled away, standing up before offering Rio a hand. She slowly took it as Anna walked over. Shark, right? Shark, hearing that, looked over to Anna. Yeah. Is there something you want? Anna took Timmy's hand. We wanted to talk with you and Rio. Said siblings blinked from that. Later. After clearing things out with Yuma and Ray, the four headed back, returning to Anna's home. They would have gone for Shark's home, but Rio kinda guesses Shark doesn't clean after himself and doesn't want them to see how inconsiderate he was by leaving trash around. So they arrived at Anna's house to talk with each other. Alan had greeted them over and left them alone while his parents are busy in the kitchen. Now they're in her room where Shark has his arms crossed looking suspicious with Rio beside him curious in beanbag chairs while Timmy and Anna sat in front of them. Well, we should start with introductions. Timmy admitted over. Best thing to do is introducing each other to Rio. I'm Timothy Dale Wixon, miss, but you can call me Timmy. It's nice to meet you. Rio smiled. I'm Rio Castle. And I'm Anna Kazuki. Anna added over to Rio while clearing up her last name was Kazuki, not Kaboom. Sorry we pulled you here when you just woken up, but we have something important to talk about. So what is that? Shark asked over, not moving his arms, still looking suspicious. Timmy shivered fearfully at that, but Anna gently squeezed his hand. Well, when you visited you yesterday in the hospital, Shark, to see Rio. Timmy started over to them. Seeing Rio. I started feeling something. Like. Well, it's Timmy trailed off, blushing over before he sighed. I'll just say it out. I'm falling for Rio. Shark's eyes narrowed as Rio blinked. Falling for me? She asked Timmy. Timmy softly nodded to her. I'm sorry to sprung this on you when you just woken up. I've been with Anna ever since I came to Heartland City. He looked to her. But I didn't think I'd be feeling for someone else like you. You're real pretty, and I believe you're just as good as Shark in a duel. But I feel guilty 'cause I don't want to cheat on Anna. So she suggested we talk to you too 'cause I don't know what to do. He looked down after confessing that. Well, it's okay with Anna, we could spend some time together to talk and get to know each other, Rio suggested. He looked to her, hearing that, while Shark turned to Rio surprised. Rio? You're actually saying you're willing to date him even if he already has a girlfriend? He doesn't have a problem with polyamory, but he never imagined Rio being in that type of relationship. I didn't say that, Reginald, Rio told him. I'd like to get to know Timmy before doing anything else. If that's okay with you too? They slowly nodded before Anna then told Rio. Well, Rio. She turned to Timmy, who slowly nodded before she turned back. Come with me. I'll tell you some things about him you need to know ahead. She stood up, gesturing the girl to follow her. Rio blinked but nodded, following her. What is it? Anna takes her over to talk in a other room. Timmy flinched, seeing Shark looking at him with a warning glare. Shark. He is quite nervous, like he was when Alan pulled him to that talk they had about making sure Anna will be alright, and figures this is Shark's version of that. Shark looked at him before sighing. You're a decent person. Timmy blinked, hearing that, staring over. I've seen how you treat other people, and I remember what you said about your past. If there's anyone I would trust with Rio, it would be you, Shark told him before narrowing his eyes. Though hurt her, and you'll see your grandmother again. Timmy gulped nervously before he bowed his head. Okay, I will take good care of her. I promise. Shark nodded. With Anna and Rio, they arrived in Alan's room for some privacy, since he's occupied downstairs with his parents, as Anna closed the door behind them. Sorry to pull you away, but we figured you know important things about Timmy first before we go through with it. What do you mean? Rio asked nervously. Well, probably most important is who he is before he came here, Anna admitted before retelling the sad tale of Timmy's life before he came to Heartland City. Of that he used to live with his grandmother, who won a legal battle for custody of him, as his parents cared more for profits rather than his well-being. Then the time Susan died by passing in her sleep, which was later found out by Timmy as being poisoned with a bottled wine. With no other relatives, Timmy was forced to move with his parents, who tried their best to undo all of what Susan had done to convert him to their images. From Susan's funeral, they are not allowed to touch the inheritance money she had left for him so that they can use it through them. Before he went, he was a growing Duel Monsters player, and won small tournaments. Giving his money to charity before him moving with his parents had made them forced to keep it, and teach him some stuff he wasn't supposed to know until he's older. In addition, they punish him if he steps out of line or protests. When he had overheard of what their plot was to take Susan's inheritance, he felt so betrayed, and ran out to cry, later escaping from home alone with only the dragons Susan left for him. Hiding behind a dumpster, he vanished into a world where a being named Eliphaz took him to a different Earth, where he ended up in Heartland City. Then came all of what he went through, and Anna also told of his growing darkness and rage of his parents that Vetrix had exploited to control the power of number 69, heraldry crest alongside the number threat, and Timmy's use of different summon methods. Needless to say, it horrifies, saddens, and breaks Rio's heart from hearing all of what he had went through and suffered cause of some scumbag parents whose desire is increasing their profits by any means, including committing murder and forcing their son to change like some doll to change parts. That, oh my God. Rio gasped hearing that. How could anyone go through all of that? Anna softly pat Rio's shoulder. I figured you need and want to know before you start. Rio just nodded. I think I should talk to him, do you mind? Anna nodded as they walked together back to Anna's room, where the boys turned over seeing them coming back. Timmy, do you have time to talk? Rio asked him gently. He looked before slowly nodding, getting up and walking with Rio. He stops when Anna hugs him, which he hugs back before pulling away, smiling to Anna before following Rio, leaving Anna alone with Shark while they talk. Chapter 30, Duel in Bloom. Timmy and Rio walked into the room she and Anna were in before as he turned over to Rio. Rio? She turned to him. I heard about what you've been through. She surprises him by hugging him close, which made him look shocked before slowly hugging back. You've been through way too much, I'm sorry, she whispered. But, you have Yuma, Reginald, Anna, and everyone else, right? Timmy buried his face in her shoulder. Yes, thank you. She gently held him and rubbed his back softly. After about a minute, he pulled back, looking at her. So, what do you think? About how I feel for you? Well, I'm flattered and a bit surprised. You have romantic feelings for me and for Anna? Rio asked him. He slowly nodded to confirm. Rio nodded, hugging him. Well, do you want to get something to eat? Sure, does that mean yes? Timmy asked her softly. I think so. I'd like to spend some time with you and get to know you. Rio smiled gently. He smiled from this before then blushing. Can I kiss your cheek? Rio blinked only to blush before nodding. Oh, all right. He leaned softly, kissing her cheek. Rio smiled, feeling that before she softly took his hand. Where should we go? Is it just us or us with Anna? Timmy asked her curiously. For now, just us. Rio answered. Timmy nodded, smiling, offering his hand. We should tell Anna where we're going. Sure. Rio nodded with a smile, taking his hand as they walked back to the others. They see Shark and Anna talking before they turned over, seeing them and seeing they're holding hands. Shark blinked before just closing his eyes, while Anna smiled, seeing that. So are you two together? Anna teased a bit. We're going out to eat. Timmy said to her, blushing. Sorry, but can you tell your family that I'll be with her tonight? Of course. Oh, but behave yourself, young man. Anna teased playfully. Right. Timmy nodded before he and Rio walked out. Thanks goes for you too, Reginald. Rio called for her brother. He rolled his eyes at that. They walked down, and after a second Alan walked in, looking confused. Anna, was Timmy exiting with another girl? Yes, he was, she smiled. He has feelings for her, and she might have feelings for him too. Isn't that called cheating? Alan asked, confused over this. No, because he isn't doing it behind my back, and I told them to go on a date. Alan softly nodded, a bit confused. Okay, well, as long as he isn't hurting you, and you're okay with it. I am, don't worry. Anna reassured him with a smile. Meanwhile, Timmy taken Rio with him over to a small diner he and Anna had went to before walking in, looking around with a smile as he takes a breath. Still good atmosphere as before. It's definitely a cozy little place. It's nice. Rio smiled gently. Warm and inviting, like you. I really am? Timmy asked with a blush, hearing that. Yes, you are. Rio smiled. He blushed more with a soft smile before a waiter walked over, and she softly smiled. Oh, it's you again, young man? Where's your girl? She isn't here today, just out with her. Timmy explained, gesturing to Rio. Anna told me to spend time with her right now because I started having the same feelings. Okay, well, welcome, ma'am. Do you want some water, appetizers, or are you ready to order? The waiter asked Rio with a smile. Some ice water sounds nice. Rio smiled. Though, what appetizers would you recommend? Well, pretzels, breadsticks, or a bagel, the waiter answered over. Breadsticks sound good, thank you. Rio smiled. And you? None for me, just water. Timmy explained, which she nodded before walking off to get them. So Rio, can I ask something? Of course, what is it? She asked gently. Well, we made up with the Arclights some time back, but do you hate Thomas? Timmy softly asked her. He's Quattro. Rio closed her eyes. No, I never did. You don't? Timmy asked, hearing that. No. Rio confirmed. He softly smiled to her from that, nodding. Okay, 'cause I think it'd be time for you two to be ready to meet up soon. Other side from Shark, he visited you every day in the hospital sometime after we stopped Dad and Vetrix. I agreed, I want to see them, she admitted. Timmy nodded as the waiter brought their water and Rio's breadsticks. Here you are. Water and breadsticks. Thank you. Timmy smiled. No problem, dear. Are you two ready to order? No, not for me yet. What about you, Rio? Timmy asked over to her. I need a bit more time too, she admitted. The waiter nodded, walking away to give them some thought as Timmy sips his water. Rio? Yeah, she asked him as she took a small bite of a breadstick only to frown and take a small sip of her own water. Thank you. Timmy smiled over. I didn't do anything, she admitted. I thought you were gonna reject me. I wouldn't ever do something like that. Rio smiled, kissing him on the forehead. He smiled softly as they stayed chatting more while enjoying the meal. At the end, Timmy and her walked back to the Kazuki residence, arriving in where Anna sees them coming in. Though she noticed them pause as Rio tapped Timmy on the shoulder only to kiss him. She stared before smiling while Timmy froze, looking at Rio, shocked before smiling with a blush. Can I say, I love you? You just did. Rio smiled as they walked inside together. Well, does that sound like you two are together now? Anna asked them with a smile. If you don't mind sharing. Rio smiled. Nope. Anna said with a smile before then saying. Your brother already left, he told me that he's straightening your place out. Rio nodded at that. I promise, I'll treat you two well. Timmy promised to the two, bowing. They smiled as they both embraced him. The next day, Rio was heading to Heartland Academy while Timmy was going to spend time with Anna and then take them both to the park to just spend time together afterward. She had assumed Shark would wait to walk with her, but she finds that he left before her, which annoyed her a bit. Heading over, she arrived just to find Shark discussing with Yuma and his friends over near the entrance while the boys looked in awe seeing her beauty. Oh, hey Rio. Yuma smiled while Bronk looked absolutely smitten by her. Sheesh, Reginald, I thought we walked to school together. Why did you leave me behind? Rio glared at Shark, crossing her arms. Perhaps you were too cool to be seen with your younger sister? Then she looked, noticing Yuma and the others as she smiled. So nice to meet some friendly faces, great start to my first day of class. Definitely, we'll help you out and get back into the routine, Rio. Yuma smiled. Hopefully we will be friends. I will be your friend. I mean, welcome to our school. Bronk said with a love-struck grin. Meanwhile, Jirag is up to his old tricks again in a room with windows behind. He had been warned by Duman that if he keeps failing he'll send another emperor to bring some aid. So Jirag decided to take over the mind of one of the good duelists rather than the random ones, which is this girl, Lotus Hanazoe, a member of the Floral Design Club. Like I said before, we are to obtain Yuma's number cards for the glory of Barian world. Jirag spoke over to said girl, who's a red kimono girl with long black hair down. I understand, don't worry, his numbers will be yours soon enough, the girl, Lotus, noted calmly. But following the last mix-up, there is someone else. Shark's own number. Jirag instructed her. Oh? Lotus inquired, hearing that. Yes, he proven he's as much of a threat as Yuma is. Alongside that small brat that stopped Vector. Jirag explained over to her. So you are to take Shark's own numbers as well. I am, his sister attends this school, so dealing with her will allow us to defeat him and claim his number for Barian world. Lotus answered. Well, that's a fact, you'll have to have hold of this sister, and use her as bait to get Shark and his numbers. Jirag said to her as she snips some flowers off. Of course. Lotus smirked. In the name of Barian world, her fellow club members called at the same time. I'm glad you were finally well enough to leave the hospital, Rio. Torai admitted to Rio with a smile at a rooftop with the others having lunch. Are you completely back to normal though? Mostly, I'm just glad to have so many friends in school and out. Rio admitted with a smile. Say, what's it like being Shark's sister? Is it cool? Yuma asked with a grin. Well, mostly I can't stand him cause he needs me other side his head be loose. This morning he overslept, and if I haven't stopped him he ran to school in his PJs. Rio admitted over. Oh really? Torai smiled, looking over at Shark. Watch it, Rio. Shark glared to get rid of any more embarrassing secrets being spilled. Remember, I've read your diary. So be quiet or else. Oh, were you reading it with your nightlight? Rio questions. Shark flinched from this at his nightlight secret being exposed before turning away looking annoyed with an embarrassed blush. Just forget it. Rio sighed only to pause. Oh, I never thanked you, Yuma. Huh, for what? You beat Vet Rix. I mean Byron, and helped Timmy. Rio explained. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but I managed to beat him when he'd beaten Timmy. Yuma admitted with a grin. Rio smiled. I'm glad you managed to help him. Excuse me, you Rio? Hearing that, they looked over, seeing a large crowd of boys are there with grins. Yes, can I help you? She asked. I'm the captain of the soccer team. We need you, join us, and manage our team. The leading boy grinned over to her while a bunch of other boys in different clubs started to clamor around for Rio to join their teams. One at a time, one at a time. Rio mentioned. Let me try first, okay? Yeah, the boys all cheered. Later on, she's on a soccer field to see what to do by playing against the whole team on the field. Is she nuts, playing the whole team? Caswell asked in shock. She said she'll join the team who beats her, challenging all of them. Torai explained over. That's unfair though. The odds are not in her favor. Flip agreed. Okay then, girl, you say you're good, but no one is as good as me. Rio grinned over. Let's see, shall we? Ready. Then, to the awe of everyone, she charged through, dodging all of the attempts to break the ball away from her, and at the goal she kicked it so hard that it passed by before the captain can react. The similar situations as follows: defeating the karate captain fair and square, winning against the ping pong captain with her quick movesets, scoring some home runs on baseball, winning against the boxing captain with good boxing moves, managing to outsmart the shogi captain at the game, and lastly quick playing the basketball team, all without having a single loss on her record. Wow! Torai admitted in awe. Rio, that was awesome. Yuma ran over grinning. Why, thank you. Then they overhear the boys groaning, saying she's just like Shark, not making friends with an attitude like that, saying she's all full of it as they leave. Just ignore them. Torai told her. Don't worry, I am. Some people resent it when a girl turns out to be more than just a pretty face. Rio assured over with a smile. I think it's pretty cool. Yuma smiled. Timmy's really lucky to have you. Bronk blinked, hearing that over, where Rio asked Yuma. Let me guess, Reginald told you about that? She wasn't sure if she had told them she and Timmy going out was official. Actually, Anna mentioned it to me. Torai admitted. Excuse me, you're Rio Castle, right? Suddenly some girls in kimonos walked over to them. So sorry to interrupt, our club's president has heard of great things about you. She'd love to meet you now. Do you have time? Huh, yeah, I have time. Rio nodded, following the girls. They walked together, eventually arriving to a room where Lotus was snipping flowers. Good evening, Rio. I am Lotus Hanazoe, the head of the school floral design club. Lotus greeted over to Rio. I'm pleased you brought your friends with you too. I think you'll find this club is to your liking, and let your roots grow. We will give you a nice sunny patch where your roots will grow. Why are you cutting those flowers? Isn't that damaging them? Torai asked Lotus. Oh no, here at the club we take pride to knowing how far to take our flora so that each bud will blossom. Lotus explained over with a grin. And soon my new sprouts will dash. She started to go onto a monologue while they start to feel in a trance. Yuma! 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 Hearing a sudden call, Yuma looked, seeing Astral appeared. Yuma, look around you. He blinked, looking around only to see everyone was collapsing. What's going on? She must have lulled them in a trance using the tenor of her voice. Astral guessed over what had happened to Yuma. I'm sensing a darkness within her too. She must have been another of Barian World's agents. Barian? Yuma asked before frowning. I expected you to remain conscious. I intended on defeating Shark's sister, but I can defeat you for Barian World before I deal with her. Lotus mentioned calmly. They are unaware Ray is still awake as he watches, but Rio suddenly rose up. No need to wait, cause I'm awake. She grinned over to Lotus. Huh, Rio? Yuma asked, shocked. Strange, how are you not unconscious? Lotus inquired. Something wrong was over me, so I faked falling for her control. Rio grinned over to Yuma. Let me handle this one, Yuma. Are you sure? She's working with the Baryons, which means she's probably going to be very dangerous. Yuma pointed out. Yeah, I'm sure. I heard her plan, so I'll make sure she won't touch Reginald. Rio stood up at this, glaring over to Lotus. If you want to duel someone, Lotus, she's right in front of you. Very well, Rio, you were my target in the first place. Shall we step outside? Lotus asked. Once they were outside, Rio and Lotus readied their dual discs, readying over as Rio's dual gazer is purple. Augmented reality vision link established. Duel. Dueling theme, Throes of Perdition by Trivium. Rio, 4000. Hand, 5. Field, nothing. Lotus, 4000. Hand, 5. Field, nothing. Let the duel commence. Lotus first turn. Lotus looked at her cards before nodding. Okay, I'll set 2 cards and place 1 monster in defense position to end my turn. Lotus's hand. 2/field, 1 set monster, 2 set cards. Rio first turn. Rio drew. Okay, my turn, draw. Rio drew, checking over. Okay, to start this off I activate Foolish Burial. The spell appeared. Foolish Burial. Normal spell card. Send 1 monster from your deck to the GY. I send a monster from my deck to the graveyard. Rio sends a card before adding. And next I summon Blizzard Thunderbird. Placing a card, what rose was a blue bird with yellow wings cawing. Attack position. Blizzard Thunderbird. Water. Level 4. Winged Beast / effect. ATK, 1600. Def, 1400. You can discard 1 card, special summon 2 water winged beast type monsters, 1 from your hand and 1 from your graveyard, except Blizzard Thunderbird, then return this card from the field to the hand. You can only use this effect of Blizzard Thunderbird once per turn. She may not look like much, but once I discard a card, she brings back a water winged beast from my graveyard, and from my hand to the field. Rio explained as she shows 2 cards. Aurora Wing and Blizzard Falcon. 2 winged beasts, one looking elegant, and purple rose up cawing together. Attack position. Blizzard Falcon. Water. Level 4. Winged Beast / effect. ATK, 1500. Def, 1500. If this card's current ATK is higher than its original ATK, you can inflict 1500 damage to your opponent. This effect can only be used once while this card is face-up on the field. You can only use the effect of Blizzard Falcon once per turn. Attack position. Aurora Wing. Water. Level 4. Winged Beast / effect. ATK, 1200. Def, 1600. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card in face-up attack position. You can only use the effect of Aurora Wing once per turn. After that, Thunderbird returns to my hand. Rio said further as Thunderbird vanished, which allowed Rio to add it back to her hand. 2 level 4 monsters already. Yuma grinned. Nice one, Rio. I admit that isn't bad, but it isn't enough to help you. Lotus pointed out. Then I'll get some help thanks to Blizzard Jet. Rio added using another spell. Blizzard Jet. Normal spell card. Target 1 water wing beast monster you control, it gains 500 ATK, and if that targeted monster is a blizzard monster, it gains 1000 more ATK until the end phase, but it cannot attack directly this turn. During the standby phase, if you control a water XYZ monster, you can banish this card from your GY. All monsters on the field gain 280k for every face-up card until the end phase. You can only activate each effect of Blizzard Jet once per turn. This gives Blizzard Falcon 500 points. But if the card its effect targets is a Blizzard monster, which is what Blizzard Falcon is, she gains 1000 more. Blizzard Falcon COD Loud powered up. 80k, 1500 plus 500 plus 1000 is equal to 3000, battle. Blizzard Falcon attack her face down. Blizzard Falcon charged in at Lotus face down. The monster was revealed to be a small white plant that looked like a lion. Defense position. Dandy White Lion. Earth. Level 3. Plant/effect. ATK, 300. Def, 300. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the GY, you can special summon 3 white fluff tokens, plant/win/level 1/ATK0/def0, in defense position. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect. You can only use this effect of Dandy White Lion once per turn. Thank you. By destroying my Dandy White Lion, I can summon 3 white fluff tokens in defense position. Lotus revealed. Defense position. White fluff token. Wind. Level 1. Plant/token. ATK, 0. Def, 0. Summoned by the effect of Dandy White Lion. Rio frowned before calling. Aurora Wing attack one of those tokens. The monster caught charging in. The token shattered but didn't do any damage. Rio does know to deal damage though. I may not have managed to attack you, but I can still deal damage. Cause as Blizzard Falcon's points are higher than its original, you take 1500 points of damage. Blizzard Falcon charged a Blizzard Froststorm at Lotus. Lotus's eyes widened as she cried out. Lotus, 2500/hand, 2. After that I use level 4 Blizzard Falcon, and level 4 Aurora Wing to build the overlay network. Rio called as the 2 glowed blue flying into the overlay network. Please appear, from the Valley of the Frozen Land. The infinite power that freezes even the flames. XYZ summon. Rank 4, Ice Beast Xeraphine. Raising up was a large blue/dark blue humanoid with large wings cawing. Attack position. Ice Beast Xeraphine. Water. Rank 4. Winged Beast/effect XYZ. ATK, 2000. Def, 2200. 2 level 4 winged beast type monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls, and if you do, this card gains 300 ATK for each face-up card currently on the field. Except this card, these effects are applied until your next standby phase. Oru, 2. I set 1 card down, and end my turn. Rio ends her turn. Rio's hand, 2/field, Ice Beast Xeraphine, attack position/ORU, 2, 1 set card. Rio, 4000. Hand, 2. Field, Ice Beast Xeraphine, attack position/ORU, 2, 1 set card. Lotus, 2500. Hand, 2. Field, Fluff Token, defense position, 2 set cards. Lotus second turn. Lotus drew her card before looking. I'll summon Lone Fire Blossom. Attack position. Lone Fire Blossom. Fire. Level 3. Plant/effect. ATK, 500. Def, 1400. Once per turn, you contribute 1 face-up plant monster, special summon 1 plant monster from your deck. I can once per turn tribute a plant to summon a new plant monster from my deck, so I'll tribute 1 white fluff token to call a second Lone Fire Blossom from my deck, and I'll use the second Lone Fire Blossom's ability to tribute my last token. From the token's departure rose the 3 blossoms. Lone Fire Blossom, defense position. She gonna XYZ summon? Yuma asked Astral. Indeed. Astral confirmed. I summon Dandelion. Attack position. Dandelion. Earth. Level 3. Plant/effect. ATK, 300. Def, 300. If this card is sent to the GY, special summon 2 fluff tokens, plant/win/level 1/ATK 0/def 0, in defense position. These tokens cannot be tribute for a tribute summon during the turn they are special summoned. Seeing them, Rio readied herself for whatever she's gonna do. Now I overlay my 3 monsters in order to XYZ summon my battlecruiser Dianthus in attack position. Lotus continued, which all 3 monsters rose up and entered the overlay network, and what exited was a large ship. Attack position. Battlecruiser Dianthus. Earth. Rank 3. Plant XYZ effect. ATK, 2100. Def, 1800. 3 level 3 monsters. You can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each card in their hand. You can only use the effect of Battlecruiser Dianthus once per turn. Oru, 3. Now, I use 1 overlay unit to activate Dianthus's special ability and deal 200 damage for every card in your hand. Battlecruiser Dianthus, ORU, 3/2. The XYZ charged firing blasts at Rio, which she grunted over from this not taking much damage. Rio, 3600/hand, 2. Lotus smirked as the Barian emblem appeared on her forehead. Now, I activate the spell Rank Up Magic Barian's Force. Rank Up Magic Barian's Force. Normal spell card. Target 1 face-up XYZ monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck 1 number C or CXYZ monster with the same type as that monster you control but 1 rank higher, by using it as the XYZ material. This special summon is treated as an XYZ summon. XYZ materials attached to it also become XYZ materials on the summoned monster. Then, if possible, detach 1 XYZ material from a monster your opponent controls and attach it to the summoned monster as an XYZ material. This card ranks up my monster into a Chaos XYZ monster. Lotus, called as Dianthus, entered the overlay network. Go Chaos XYZ Evolution. Barian power, born of chaos, visit your judgment on this world of filth. Come forth, CXYZ Battleship Cherry Blossom. Attack position. CXYZ Battleship Cherry Blossom. Earth. Rank 4. Plant XYZ effect. ATK, 2400. Def, 2000. 4 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, during your opponent's end phase, if your opponent has more cards in their hand than you do, they discard 1 card. If this card has Battlecruiser Dianthus as an XYZ material, it gains this effect. You can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card on the field. You can only use this effect of CXYZ Battleship Cherry Blossom once per turn. Oru, 3. Then, the additional effect of Barian's Force takes 1 of your monster's overlay units and attaches it to my Chaos XYZ monster. Lightning charged in, taking 1 of Xeraphine's units, and forcing it to Cherry Blossom, turning it to the Chaos overlay unit emblem. Ice Beast Xeraphune, ORU, 2/1. CXYZ Battleship Cherry Blossom, ORU, 3/4. Rank Up Magic? Rio asked, hearing that, recalling from Anna that the Barian that dueled Timmy in the final match with Dr. Faker used the same card. Now, I'll use Cherry Blossom's ability. Since it has Battlecruiser Dianthus as a Chaos overlay unit, I can use 1 unit to deal 300 damage for every card on the field. Lotus revealed. Cherry Blossom aimed over as Rio readied before starting to blast over at Rio, which she raised an arm to brace herself. Rio, 2100/hand, 2. Now, I attack Xeraphine. Lotus called. The CXYZ charged in at Xeraphine, which Rio isn't gonna let her destroy. I activate Blizzard Sheen. Face up. Blizzard Sheen. Continuous trap card. Destroy this card during the end phase of the turn this card is activated. Water-winged beast monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by battle or be affected to your opponent's card effects. During your main phase, if this card is in your GY, you can banish this card, special summon 1 water-winged beast monster from your GY, and if you do, add 1 monster with the same name as that monster from your deck. You can only activate this effect of Blizzard Sheen per turn. You can only control one Blizza. RD Sheen. Thanks to this card, Zerafine isn't destroyed in this battle. Rio explained its effect. But you still take damage. Lotus pointed out. The attack hit being deflected by the barrier, but Rio stepped back from the force. Rio, 1700/hand, 2. I end my turn, but I'll win this duel on my next move. Lotus told Rio. Blizzard Sheen is destroyed at the end of the turn. Rio said as the card shattered. Lotus's hand, 1/field, CXYZ Battleship Cherry Blossom, attack position /ORU, 3, 2 set cards. Rio second turn. My turn, draw. Rio drew checking over. And I activate Blizzard Jet's effect in the graveyard. I banish it to have Zerafine gain 200 points for every face-up card on the field. Zerafine glowed from the effect. Zerafine, ATK, 2000 plus, 200 by 2, equals 2400. Then I banish Blizzard Sheen from the graveyard to activate its effect. I summon a water-winged beast from the graveyard so I can add a second copy to my hand. Rio added over, which confuses them as all of Rio's monsters of that category are either overlay units or in her hand with Thunderbird. You don't have a monster in the graveyard. Lotus pointed out. Yeah, sure? Rio grinned over as her graveyard glowed. 'Cause here is proof. Blizzard Eagle. A blue eagle rose up cawing loud above. Attack position. Blizzard Eagle. Water. Level 4. Winged Beast /effect. ATK, 1400. Def, 1100. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one water-winged beast monster from your hand, or if you control a water-winged beast XYZ monster on the field, you can special summon one blizzard monster from your deck instead. You can only activate this effect of Blizzard Eagle once per turn. You don't have a monster in the graveyard. Lotus pointed out. Yeah, sure? Rio grinned over as her graveyard glowed. 'Cause here is proof. Blizzard Eagle. A blue eagle rose up cawing loud above. Attack position. Blizzard Eagle. Water. Level 4. Winged Beast /effect. ATK, 1400. Def, 1100. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one water-winged beast monster from your hand, or if you control a water-winged beast XYZ monster on the field, you can special summon one blizzard monster from your deck instead. You can only activate this effect of Blizzard Eagle once per turn. Wait, when did that get into your graveyard? Lotus questioned. It's what I discarded for Thunderbird's effect. Rio explained as they remembered when she used Thunderbird's effect she had to discard a card. And I add a second copy to my hand which I'll summon. After adding the card she summoned as it caught rising up. Blizzard Eagle, attack position. And its own effect activates. As it was normal summoned, I can summon a water-winged beast from my hand. But if a XYZ monster of that category is on my field like Zerafine, I can summon a blizzard from my deck instead. Rio added. Lotus frowned hearing that. So now come on out. Glacial Beast Blizzard Wolf. A blue wolf with ice around rose up roaring. Attack position. Glacial Beast Blizzard Wolf. Water. Level 4. Aqua /effect. ATK, 1400. Def, 700. When a monster declares an attack, you can negate the attack, and if you do, special summon one level 4 or lower water monster from your hand, except Glacial Beast Blizzard Wolf. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, if this card is in your GY and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card in attack position, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Glacial Beast Blizzard Wolf once per turn. Awesome! Yuma grins seeing that. And now I overlay all three of them to build the overlay network. The three glowed blue flying in the overlay network before it erupted, materializing a monster. Please appear from the ancient kingdom of ice. The infinite power that freezes the most skilled ice. XYZ Summon. Rank 4, Ice Beast Infininin. Lowering was another humanoid beast with 2 sets of feathered wings with talons on its feet cawing loud. Attack position. Ice Beast Infininin. Water. Rank 4. Wing Beast / Effect XYZ. ATK, 2400. Def, 2200. 3 level 4 water monsters. Once per turn, you can detach any number of materials from this card, target cards your opponent controls, and if you do, their effects cannot be activated this turn. Then, this card gains 300 ATK for each face-up card currently on the field. Except this card, these effects are applied until your next standby phase. Oru, 3. Not so fast, I use the trap Polynosis. Lotus called. I tribute CXYZ Battleship Cherry Blossom to negate your summon and destroy Ice Beast Infininin. Polynosis. Counter trap card. When a monster's would be normal or special summoned, or a spell / trap card is activated, tribute 1 plant monster, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Blinking Rio turned as spores gotten on Infininin as it cawed shattering. Rio then reminded over. But now you don't have your monster anymore. Lotus frowned at that. And I still have this. Onigami Combo. Rio activated a spell. Onigami Combo. Normal spell card. Target 1 face-up XYZ monster you control and detach all of its XYZ material. This turn, that target can attack twice during the same battle phase. By using all its overlay units, Xerophine can attack twice this turn. Rio said as Xerophine takes its unit gaining power. Ice Beast Xerophine, ORU 1-0 / can attack twice. Wait, what? Lotus asked in shock. No. Now Xerophine attack. Rio called as Xerophine charged in with 2 ice spheres on Lotus. The spheres hit, wiping her out. Rio, 1700. Hand, 2. Field, Ice Beast Xerophine, attack position / can attack twice. Lotus, 0000. Hand, 2. Field, 1 set card. Rio wins. Yeah, you done it, Rio. Yuma grinned to her cheering. Suddenly Rio hears clapping behind her. Blinking, she turned to see who was clapping. Timmy was there with Anna with the boy clapping over. That was amazing, Rio. You really dueled great. Timmy? When did you get here? Rio asked him. Me and Anna didn't see you when school was let out, so we came to see what happened. Timmy answered that. Then Number Archive sensed Barion's force, and we came as quick as we can just in time to see you managing to win. Oh, well, sorry if I scared you. Rio apologized, hugging him. It's okay. Timmy hugged him back, smiling as nearby Jirag was growling to himself, having watched the match. When is my losing streak gonna end? Duman is now for sure gonna send someone. He turned, exiting out to think of something else. After a few minutes, when everyone else was awake, they exited the school around sunset, only for someone to step in front of them. Huh, Shark? Yuma asked. What is it? Happened to see that match Rio wasn't half bad. Shark grinned over towards his sister. Half bad? What's that supposed to mean? Rio frowned. What, were you expecting pointers? Shark teased with a closed eye. Reginald. Rio started, only for them hear a meow as she cried out, jumping and hiding behind him. Where was that coming from? They turned over, seeing a cat behind him. Oh, it's okay, Rio, it's just a cat. Timmy assured her with a smile as Kathy got on her knees petting her. One of Kathy's. Well, she gets lonely if I don't come back. Kathy admitted over. Just get it away. Rio cried fearfully. Rio, you're scared of cats? Anna blinked, not expecting that to be one of Rio's fears. Yes, make it go away, she screamed out. That wraps up this part of Dragon Deck User in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Thanks so much for listening. As always, new parts drop every 4 days, so be sure to stay tuned. Quick reminder. What if sign-in system in High School DxD will be going on hold soon, since we've nearly caught up with the author. So now, I need your help picking the next project for the channel. I'm currently deciding between these 3 fanfics. What if Gacha system in Modern Family World? What if Natsu has dual elements? What if Transmigrated in One Piece and becoming a Marine? Please vote in the poll and let me know which story you'd like to see next. I'll take the top pick and start working on that series next. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released one day ahead of YouTube. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and please consider supporting the original author as well. See you in the next one.